Imagine a world where we are not the only advanced humans walking the Earth. A shadowed lineage, almost invisible to history, lived alongside our ancestors tens of thousands of years ago. We call them the Denisovans, a name that whispers through the corridors of time, tied to a tiny, dark cave high in the Altai Mountains of Siberia. But who were they really? And what secrets did they leave behind, hidden in fragments of bone and whispers of DNA? The story begins not with a bustling city or a monumental tomb, but with a single, unassuming finger bone, discovered in Denisova Cave in 2008. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, yet when scientists examined its genetic code, they stumbled upon something extraordinary. This small fragment belonged to a previously unknown human species, distinct from both Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. In that moment, the world of prehistoric humans expanded in ways no one had anticipated. From the shadows of history, the Denisovans emerge as one of the most mysterious and elusive groups of ancient humans. Unlike Neanderthals, whose bones are scattered across Europe, or Homo sapiens, whose presence dominates the fossil record, the Denisovans left only faint traces, teeth, a few bones, and an astonishingly rich genetic legacy that survives in some modern populations. What did they look like? How did they live? Did they possess art, culture, or tools beyond our imagination? These questions linger because the answers are buried in deep time, beyond the reach of most archaeological evidence. Today we journey into their world. We will explore their cave homes, the frozen landscapes they traversed, and the encounters they may have had with Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. We will follow the clues hidden in ancient DNA, piecing together a story of survival, adaptation, and mystery. By the end of this journey, you may never see human evolution the same way again. The Denisovans challenge our understanding of who we are and remind us that the story of humanity is far stranger and more complex than we could ever imagine. So step into the shadow of the Altai Mountains and ask yourself, who were the Denisovans, and why does their story matter to us today?
The Denisovans are known to us primarily through fragments, bones, teeth, and DNA, but these small remnants open a window into a remarkable chapter of human evolution. Denisova Cave, nestled in the rugged Altai Mountains of Siberia, became the stage for one of the most extraordinary discoveries in modern archaeology. Excavations revealed not just stone tools and hearths, but evidence of multiple human species sharing the same spaces across millennia. Here, the Denisovans lived alongside Neanderthals, and for a time, possibly even interacted with early Homo sapiens. The first discovery, a single finger bone of a juvenile, was initially misidentified. It took the power of ancient DNA analysis to reveal the astonishing truth. This was neither Neanderthal nor modern human. Later finds, including teeth and a few other bones, confirmed a population that was genetically distinct. What is extraordinary is the legacy these people left in our genes. Today, some populations in Melanesia and Southeast Asia carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA, hinting at interbreeding tens of thousands of years ago. These genetic traces are silent witnesses to encounters long past, offering tantalizing clues about the movement and survival of prehistoric humans across vast and challenging landscapes. But archaeology also provides insights beyond DNA. The Denisovans crafted sophisticated tools, including finely worked blades and ornaments made from bones and animal teeth. These artifacts suggest a level of technical skill that rivals contemporary Neanderthals. Some scholars even speculate that they had symbolic thought and possibly cultural traditions, evidence that challenges earlier assumptions that only Homo sapiens created art and complex tools. Interestingly, the Denisovans' remains are scarce and scattered, which makes them both elusive and compelling. Fossil evidence is limited compared to Neanderthals, yet the implications are profound. Their presence across Asia indicates that human evolution was not a simple linear process, but a complex web of interactions between multiple species. In some areas, Denisovans may have adapted to high altitudes, as genetic adaptations seen in modern Tibetan populations suggest. This ability to survive in extreme environments adds another layer of intrigue to their story, illustrating a resilience and adaptability that continues to surprise scientists today. Archaeology, genetics, and anthropology converge to paint a picture of a human lineage that was once widespread, intelligent, and adaptable, but now lost to history except for whispers in caves and fragments in our own DNA. The Denisovans challenge our assumptions about what it means to be human, inviting us to reconsider the boundaries of our own species. As we explore their world further, we will reconstruct scenes of survival in harsh landscapes, hunting strategies, and interactions with Neanderthals and early modern humans. Each discovery adds another thread to a tapestry woven from mystery, science, and imagination, a tapestry that reveals just how diverse and interconnected the human family truly was.
Imagine the cold winds sweeping through the Altai Mountains, where jagged peaks pierce the sky and forests cloak the valleys below. It is here, tens of thousands of years ago, that the Denisovans carved out their existence. They were a people shrouded in mystery, known to us only through fragments of bones, teeth, and the echoes of their tools. Yet, even in these remnants, we glimpse lives that were rich, complex, and intensely adaptive. Picture a small group huddled around a flickering fire in a deep cave. Outside, the shadows of woolly mammoths and cave bears roam the snow-dusted landscape. Within, the Denisovans work with remarkable precision, shaping sharp blades from stone, crafting ornaments from bone and ivory, perhaps even sharing stories through gesture and song. Every artifact left behind speaks to intelligence and culture, evidence that they were not simply survivors, but creators. One fascinating aspect of Denisovan life emerges from the genetic fingerprints they left behind. Analysis of DNA extracted from the cave finds reveals not only their uniqueness, but also their connections to us. Some of their descendants live today in the genes of people in Melanesia and Tibet, carrying traits like high-altitude adaptation that may have helped them survive in harsh environments. This suggests a people capable of thriving where others might perish, a testament to resilience. The Denisovans were not isolated. Archaeologists believe they shared landscapes and even interbred with Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. Imagine encounters in shadowed valleys, cautious meetings across frozen rivers, perhaps tense exchanges of territory or resources. In these fleeting interactions, genes were exchanged, leaving traces that would endure long after the species itself faded. Modern humans carry the echoes of these encounters, evidence of a complex web of prehistoric relationships. Artifacts reveal glimpses into daily life. Tiny perforated beads hint at adornment or ritual. Stone tools indicate hunting strategies designed for both large and small game. The Denisovans were hunters and gatherers, moving through forests and mountains, observing the subtle cues of nature. Their survival depended on understanding animal behavior, weather patterns, and the rhythms of their environment, a knowledge accumulated over generations, silently encoded in their DNA. Yet, even with these insights, much remains unknown. The scarcity of fossils raises countless questions. What did they truly look like? How sophisticated were their social structures? Did they have language, art, or spiritual beliefs? Each fragment, each genetic clue is like a single word in a story that stretches across millennia. Archaeologists piece together the story carefully, connecting the threads of tool-making, habitation patterns, and genetic evidence to reconstruct lives that might otherwise have been lost forever. Consider the Siberian winters, where survival was a daily struggle. Fire would have been central, its warmth a lifeline against freezing nights. The Denisovans' ability to fashion clothing from animal hides, store food, and create durable shelters demonstrates a remarkable ingenuity. In many ways, they were pioneers, experimenting with ways to adapt to extreme conditions.
Their story challenges the notion that innovation is solely a trait of modern humans. As we explore further, we will encounter debates among scientists. Some argue that Denisovans were a minor footnote in human evolution, while others suggest that they shaped the genetic and cultural landscape of modern humanity far more profoundly than previously imagined. By reconstructing their lives through fossils, artifacts, and DNA, we not only illuminate the Denisovans themselves, but also gain a mirror reflecting our own origins, our adaptability, and our shared journey as part of the broader human family. While the Denisovans left few bones, the genetic traces they imprinted across continents sparked some of the most intriguing debates in human evolution. How did these lost cousins influence our species? What mysteries still lie hidden in caves and mountain passes, waiting for the next fossil or fragment of DNA to surface? The story of the Denisovans is as much about absence as it is about presence, a shadowy chapter in the epic of human history. Take the Denisova cave in Siberia, the site that changed everything. Here, a single finger bone discovered in 2008 revealed a genome unlike any previously known. Scientists were stunned. It was neither fully Neanderthal nor fully modern human. It was something entirely new. Later, a molar and a toe bone confirmed the presence of a distinct population. Suddenly, the human family tree was no longer a simple lineage. It became a tangled web of interactions, migrations, and genetic exchange. Yet the paucity of physical evidence sparks endless speculation. Who were the Denisovans beyond their DNA? Skeletal fragments suggest they were robust, perhaps even larger than modern humans, adapted to cold climates. Could they have been capable of symbolic thought, art, or rudimentary language? A mysterious bracelet carved from green chloride found in the cave hints at sophistication, creativity, and perhaps ritualistic practices. Small artifacts like this tantalize us with glimpses into their cognitive world, but we are left to imagine the rest. Academic debates continue to divide the field. Some scholars argue that Denisovans were geographically widespread, stretching from Siberia to Southeast Asia. Genetic data from modern populations, especially in Melanesia and among Tibetan highlanders, suggests gene flow that implies far-reaching migration. Others caution that without more fossils, these conclusions remain speculative. Every discovery expands the puzzle, yet it also deepens the mystery. The Denisovans' genetic legacy is another profound layer. Modern humans in Melanesia carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA, while Tibetans inherit a gene allowing them to thrive at extreme altitudes, an adaptation believed to have been passed from Denisovans. This raises startling questions. Did they share technological knowledge with Homo sapiens? Did cultural exchanges accompany genetic ones? Were they guiding forces in shaping human adaptation long before recorded history? Even more curious is the evidence of hybridization with Neanderthals. DNA studies suggest Denisovans and Neanderthals interbred multiple times, creating genetic mosaics that ripple through modern populations. It is a testament to the fluidity of human evolution, an intricate dance of survival, adaptation, and connection across species. Imagine, tens of thousands of years ago, in a snow-swept valley, these encounters took place. Cautious exchanges, fleeting alliances, and perhaps the unspoken acknowledgement of mutual intelligence. Some researchers have gone further, speculating on Denisovan interactions with Homo sapiens in Southeast Asia. Could they have contributed to the rise of early human cultures, passing on knowledge of tool-making, foraging strategies, or even primitive art? Other scientists counter that the lack of direct archaeological evidence makes such claims premature. Each new discovery, be it a tooth, a bone, or a piece of jewelry, adds another layer of intrigue, forcing us to rethink what we know about our own origins. And then there are the mysteries that may never be resolved. Did the Denisovans disappear due to climate change, competition, disease, or a combination of these factors? How intelligent and socially complex were they? Could their cultural achievements have rivaled early Homo sapiens? Every question underscores a humbling truth. Human evolution is far messier, more interconnected, and more astonishing than we ever imagined. By tracing their DNA, reconstructing their tools, and imagining their lives, we uncover more than a lost species. We uncover a mirror reflecting the diversity, resilience, and adaptability that define humanity itself. The Denisovans remind us that survival is never linear, that evolution is an intricate tapestry, and that even the most mysterious branches of our family tree have left indelible marks on the present.
The story of the Denisovans is not just a tale of bones and DNA. It is a reflection of what it means to survive, adapt, and leave a legacy. When we consider that these shadowy relatives of ours vanished tens of thousands of years ago, yet still live within our very genomes, we are reminded that the threads of life stretch far beyond what we see. The lessons of their existence reach into the present, asking us to contemplate the resilience and ingenuity that define humanity. One striking lesson lies in adaptation. Modern Tibetans, with their ability to thrive at high altitudes thanks to Denisovan genes, illustrate the profound impact of interspecies interaction. These ancient encounters gave rise to physiological traits that saved lives in harsh environments. This reminds us that survival is not solely about strength or numbers, but about connection, collaboration, and the ability to integrate new knowledge. In our modern world, where climate change and environmental pressures challenge humanity, this lesson resonates more than ever. Adaptability is not optional. It is essential. The Denisovans also teach us the value of curiosity and discovery. Their existence remained hidden for millennia, buried in Siberian caves, leaving almost no trace. Only through the persistence of archaeologists, geneticists, and paleontologists did their story emerge. This reminds us that knowledge is often concealed in unexpected places, waiting for those willing to look deeper. In our lives today, whether in science, history, or personal growth, breakthroughs often come to those who remain patient, observant, and daring enough to ask the right questions. Furthermore, the Denisovans challenge our understanding of identity. Were they human in the same way we are? Certainly, they were intelligent, creative, and adaptable. Yet their disappearance forces us to confront the fragility of species and even civilizations. In a sense, every human lineage is a reminder that existence is fleeting and precious. By studying the Denisovans, we are invited to reflect on our place in the natural world, our connections to other life forms, and the legacy we will leave behind. There is also a cautionary note about hubris. Humanity often sees itself as the pinnacle of evolution, yet the Denisovans reveal that intelligence, culture, and innovation do not guarantee survival. Entire populations thriving for millennia can vanish, leaving only whispers of their existence in DNA and stone. This teaches us humility. The forces of nature, time, and chance can overturn even the most dominant species. Respect for our environment and for the fragile web of life is not a moral luxury. It is a necessity for survival. Finally, the Denisovans inspire awe and imagination. Imagine walking through a snow-laden Siberian valley tens of thousands of years ago, encountering a group of humans who are neither us nor Neanderthals, creatures with their own ways of thinking, creating, and surviving. Their lives, their struggles, their triumphs, all unknown yet intimately connected to our own. In this sense, archaeology and human evolution are not just scientific endeavors, they are philosophical explorations, inviting us to consider what it truly means to be human. By connecting with the story of these lost cousins, we gain perspective on our own resilience, creativity, and capacity to adopt. Their legacy lives not only in our genes, but in the very questions we ask about the past, present, and future of humanity. The Denisovans remind us that even the most mysterious chapters of prehistory have lessons that echo across millennia, shaping the way we understand ourselves and the world we inhabit.
The Denisovans remain one of the most enigmatic chapters in human history, a shadowy lineage that once walked the same landscapes as Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens, yet vanished into obscurity. Through their bones, teeth, and fragments of DNA, we have begun to piece together a story of survival, adaptation, and mystery. They remind us that human evolution is not a straight path, but a tangled web of encounters, migrations, and interconnections. Prehistoric humans were not alone in shaping the world. Lost civilizations and vanished lineages like the Denisovans played their part, leaving traces that still influence us today. As we study them, we confront profound questions. How did they live? What cultural practices did they follow? And most intriguingly, why did they disappear while Homo sapiens endured? Each discovery raises more questions and answers, inviting us to embrace the unknown and revel in the mysteries that define our past. Archaeology, genetics, and anthropology continue to illuminate their story, yet much remains hidden, locked in caves, stones, and the folds of time. Reflecting on the Denisovans also encourages us to look inward. Their survival, adaptation, and eventual extinction offer lessons for humanity. Resilience, curiosity, and cooperation are vital, yet even the strongest can vanish without understanding and respect for their environment. In a modern world facing rapid change and uncertainty, these lessons echo louder than ever. They remind us that our species is part of a continuum, a lineage connected not just to ourselves, but to a network of lost humans who once shared this planet. Ultimately, the story of the Denisovans challenge our assumptions about human uniqueness. They blur the lines between us and them, forcing us to reconsider what it truly means to be human. They teach us humility, awe, and the importance of curiosity. And perhaps most importantly, they leave a question that remains open to all who explore the past. Do we really know everything about our ancestors? If this journey into the shadows of prehistory has sparked your curiosity, don't stop here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we uncover more lost civilizations, extinct animals, and ancient mysteries of human evolution. The past is far more mysterious and intricate than we ever imagined, and the next discovery may change everything we think we know about ourselves.